Hey, this is JC and welcome to Small Brick City. In this video, I'm sharing a custom mock for an old LEGO church. I know what you might be thinking, this church looks pretty familiar. And that's because a version of this was featured in 2 other videos previously where I shared how to build an old LEGO building from start to finish. And you can check out those videos in the link in the description. In those videos, I shared the Church of Kragle, which is imaginary. The Church of Kragle is a system of belief in an unknown entity that minifigs worshipped due to fear, ignorance, and the need to subscribe to a higher power. This, on the other hand, is completely different. This is a real church. It is a system of belief in an unknown entity that people... Never mind. In any case, this is a mock of an old LEGO church, and I based it on the design of tiny churches I found around the world. I didn't really visit the churches, but I found images on Google. And this is what I built as a result. It's really small, it's built on a 16 by 16 stud base plate, and it's got this nice ornament or very intricate frontage over here, and these uses the silver ingot parts. In the original Church of Kragle, this part was grey, but the subscriber Jeff Rue, he mentioned that looked a bit odd, so I've just changed it out to white to see if it makes a difference. Let me know if you like it better. Of course, instead of a Kragle, we have a traditional cross on top of the church. And this is built using bricks, 1 by 1 bricks with a single modified brick with 2 studs, one on either side. And of course, the ends are covered with tiles. There's a jumper plate on top of the steeple, and that fits on just like that. In the previous church, there was a hole over here that has since been repaired. In fact, there is a little backstory. It is actually the same church, but that video you saw of the Church of Kragle was an older video. The church has since been sold and has now been converted into a real church, so it's been kind of upgraded. And of course, what's going on inside is very different from what's going on in the previous video. You might notice the priest over here, or pastor maybe. Well, it's actually the same guy. And he has got that same scared expression on his face. If you're wondering why he's scared in the last video, you've got to check it out. But I can tell you something, this guy isn't a real pastor or priest because the holy book he's holding isn't that holy. It's a storybook. And that's why he's terrified and he's sitting out basically on the outside. And there's a reason for that because I'm going to show you the inside right now. First, let's have a quick view at the top view of this church from the outside. You can notice the foliage and the greenery around the church. The windows at the side are reminiscent of a real church, and the favorite part of my build is actually the large bell underneath the steeple, which is hanging right there by a bar element and a stud with a hole. I designed the roof to be modular in style, meaning it can be removed, and let's have a look inside. And if you see inside, you actually see a ghost, and there are 2 ghostbusters trying to contain and catch the ghost. And that's why the fake pastor or priest was so scared. He had no idea he summoned this entity, or maybe this entity was already there, and he basically ran out and called the Ghostbusters. Because who you gonna call, right? So that's the inside, a bit different from the previous story, and hopefully I think the Ghostbusters will be able to catch and contain this ghost very soon. You can see on the wall we have a crucifix above the altar, and we've got some chairs or 2 benches inside the church for churchgoers, and we have 2 lamps as well. But this is a very tiny church, very basic. But basically it is, I think, sufficient for what the people need in order to subscribe to a higher power. In this case, maybe it's this ghost. If you would like to build your own custom church mock, you can check out the videos I shared where I built this mock from start to finish. If you'd like to build a bigger version, say a 32 by 32 stud base plate, which is a standard expert modular size building, well, you can just expand on my dimensions. Just basically double the size for the length, the width, and the height proportionately, and you get a bigger version of this church. If not, you can just take some of the ideas that I have, including the ornate design, the bell, the steeple, and the cross, and apply it to your own design. I hope you enjoyed this video on the old small church and the story inside. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.